I was a 20-year Army veteran, 2 tours in Iraq, and in that time, I would say that the trauma from my first 2 deployments impacted my life significantly. When Dr. Joe Ng presented the preliminary research to me, we realized we really needed to dig it back out of just a study and bring it to the bench.
We are studying post-traumatic stress disorder, and we're looking at it in the frame of inflammatory responses. This project actually had dated back near about 2010 or so.
Secure yet. You see people with weapons.
That was the year where we had a really terrible shooting here at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Half our faculty were injured or killed, and what came out of there was the examination of ourselves and how each of us responded to trauma. We had physiologically had different feelings and sensation.
Now, we all suffer from trauma in one way or another. So there are genetic signatures we can identify and use, because as an engineer, I'm always interested in using the tools of science, and in this case, biology and data science, to solve problems and make life and living really easier for all, those suffering from trauma and their people around them.
Well, when you think about some of our clients, they've been through a lot in their life, and oftentimes they don't even realize that they've been through traumatic events. And so having biological tests to find those markers, you don't rely solely on the client and their self-report. Being able to have that technology will be a game changer because you have this biological test now that is supporting the clinical efficacy of everything that we're doing.
My background is primarily in the humanitarian and nonprofit settings, developing programs around helping reintegrate post-conflict communities. I moved to the Middle East with my now husband to set up vocational learning centers in the Kingdom of Jordan. A lot of these students had experienced absolute tragedies, atrocities of all scales. We're talking about a very widespread issue. So when I moved to Huntsville about 1.5 years ago, and I just remember thinking I have to be involved. What my team is doing to detect trauma and just the knowledge that we can harness data-driven results that are backed by science to show that this isn't a weakness, this is a mental health and a physiological condition.
Regardless of the source of trauma, whether it's sexual assault, domestic violence, human trafficking, refugee displacement, or combat, we need to fundamentally relook what we think of as PTSD. We have an opportunity to help the millions and millions of victims of trauma before debilitating effects of disease presentation occurs. That's how we help.